First out on Wheezy.
Originally, Toy Story 2 was planned as a direct-to-video because back in 1995, that was kind of the way that sequels to animated features were made and were thought of. And so we started developing the story, but we really felt that this belonged on the big screen. And so about a year into the production, we had a screening and showed it to the executives at Disney as well as all of us at Pixar. And we looked up there and said, yes, this belongs up on the big screen. So at that point, the decision was made to make this a theatrical sequel. But at Pixar, we always felt that the only reason to do a sequel to Toy Story is if we could come up with a story that was as good as the first, but was different. And we really worked hard in the emotional side of the story, because, you know, the humor and the staging, the action, and the great visuals, we knew would come, but it's that emotion that was so important to us, because what we value is a story in which characters change, characters grow. And in Toy Story, we're very proud of the way that Woody and Buzz both grow. And you couldn't make them go back and have amnesia and grow in the same way again. They had to grow in a different way, and that was extremely challenging.
It's pretty overwhelming to have to do a sequel. Like I said before, we're audience members first and filmmakers second, and we just know how few good sequels there are. And we knew that that was the only thing we were going to accept. We were only going to live with ourselves if we knew that we made something that was a worthy pairing with the first one and could stand on its own, but also complemented each other for watching them both. And it's a real testament, I think, to Pixar and to Disney and to everybody that represents those names. We had some insurmountable goals, and it's just, I'm very proud of everybody that had anything to do with this.
In choosing to do a sequel, we also recognize that these characters mean a lot to people, and we had to do it right. We had to do it, make it great. Right after Toy Story came out, my family took a vacation and we were changing planes in an airport, and we got off the plane. And this is 5 days after the movie came out. And there was a little boy standing outside the gate, clearly waiting for his dad, and he was holding a Woody doll. And this is just after our movie came out. And at that moment I realized that these characters don't belong to us anymore. We created them, but they don't belong to us anymore. They belong to the world.
I just have to say I'm so glad that Toy Story 2 came along when it did, because we were ready to make this film at the time we made it. The story we were telling had more depth than anything else we'd done, and the characters, they had to be extremely believable this time, because they're really dealing with issues of mortality and abandonment, some really deep subject matter that, you know, if you don't believe in these characters, the whole picture's going to fall apart. But luckily we had 2 movies under our belt, and we'd all become better filmmakers at the studio. So everyone was prepared to face the challenges that the story offered. This is the first time I've seen the movie for a while, and I'm still amazed at the fantastic job that everyone on this crew did. So please take a look at their names as they roll by here, because they worked really hard and they went to incredible lengths to bring this movie to you. Not just the animators, but the story crew, lighting, modeling, everyone. It was just great how much experience they had.
And the actors.
This. Yeah, not even that.
Well, the great thing about the actors is that, you know, this movie wouldn't be the movie that it is without those amazing performers, and we just thank our lucky stars that every last one of them wanted to come back and be a part of this movie. We've always been so generous in having these actors be an integral part of creating these characters alongside us. And we have to give Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, all of them as much credit for these characters as ourselves. And I think the actors recognized that, and when they heard we were doing a sequel and they heard the story and thought it was so great, I don't think any of them wanted to envision a Toy Story 2 that had somebody else's voice coming out of the character's mouth that they created.
So often when I'm questioned about this, everybody wants to know how the technology has grown since we made the original. And yes, it has grown a lot. But really what makes this film great is the people who worked on it.
Yeah, the work that you're seeing here is is to work with people at the peak of their forms. We have some of the finest people, finest minds, finest creative minds in the industry working with us. We're extremely fortunate and blessed to be working with them.
And they love what they do. You know, that's what's great. And I think also the care in which all of us at Pixar made this movie shows how much we actually love these characters as well. We've always felt that Buzz and Woody are not creations we've created, but actual friends and colleagues of ours.
And we're responsible for them now. It's like we're not the creators so much as the caretakers of these guys, and it's just our responsibility to make sure we tell good stories with them and are true to these characters.
Okay, Andrew, say something funny.
No monkeys were harmed at all during this picture.
Well, just that one.
I remember at the end of the Bugs Life disc, we were like, well, it's 1 a.m. and we've got to go and finish Toy Story 2.
Well, we finished Toy Story 2.
Now it's 4:30 in the afternoon and we got to go finish Monsters Incorporated. Well, this is Andrew Stanton, writer on the movie, just signing off. And thank you for sticking with us through all this.
Andrew, I'm with you. Ash Brandon, co-director, signing off.
And this is Lee Unkrich, the other co-director of this motion picture, saying good night.
And this is John Lasseter, director, saying thank you for joining us and thank you for suffering through this long commentary. I hope you enjoyed it because we enjoyed doing it. And
don't talk to any toy you don't know!